maracay. Aaron, I go on.
Jeffrey? Oh, shite. Oh, shite. You do it, I gotta get over, man.
Yo, what's going on, people? Today we're going to be taking a look at SpinTires MudRunner. Released on October 31st, 2017. This is by Saber Interactive, and it is on PS4, PC, and Xbox One. SpinTires is a simulation off-road trucking game where you just basically drive a truck over into a logging camp, you pick up logs, and you deliver them to a lumber mill. Sounds easy, right? Yeah, it's a lot easier than it sounds, but the game is extremely technical. So when you load it up, the game is going to start you off in a tutorial teaching you the basic controls, how to control the camera, and to use the winch and other stuff like that. But if you're like me and you're like, fuck all these instructions, I'll figure it out on my own, then you can go and hop on over into the single player where you can figure stuff out for yourself. There are 7 maps in the game, 6 that came with the game, and 1 DLC map. Also 18 vehicles, 15 vehicles that came with the base game, and 3 extra DLC vehicles. And the DLC that you can download is for free, so yeah, extra points there already. So when you go into single player and you're selecting your map, like I said, there's 7 maps in the game, but starting off with the first one, the maps get harder the further down the list you go. They become more complex and a lot more complicated to traverse. They're going to start you off just on a relatively flat land, and as you go down, they're going to start introducing hills, more trees, thicker mud. Then you will start being introduced to water, so you'll have to cross a small stream, then eventually a lake, until you have to work your way up to crossing a river, where the currents are so strong if you enter at the wrong angle, then well, basically that truck is going to be wiped away. Now when it comes to the vehicles in this game, what I like is that every truck is different. Some trucks are faster, some trucks are more powerful, some have bigger wheels than others. Certain trucks have differential lock, others have all-wheel drive, some have both. Some trucks even have better fuel efficiency than others, so it's best to test around with all the vehicles to see which one that you actually like. And they all sound amazing and extremely detailed even when you start them up and when you're changing gears. There's also a manual mode in this game, so if you don't want to drive in automatic, you prefer to drive in manual, then you can do that too. So how the game works is once you complete a map, then you will unlock progress points, and progress points helps you to unlock more vehicles. So how do you complete a map? Like I said at the beginning, get a truck, pick up some logs from the logging camp, and just deliver them to the lumber mill, and that is easier said than done. So let's look at some gameplay. The control scheme is kind of complicated. It uses up every single button on the control, but after playing the game for an hour, you will get used to it. The environment is great. They really capture that kind of outdoorsy feel. There's a day and night cycle. You can hear different birds in the background and different insects. The sound design is also extremely good. Like I said, the trucks sound amazing. You can kind of hear every single little detail. You can hear when the truck drives over some trees and twigs and they just snap under the pressure because of how heavy the truck is. When you're driving through streams, you can hear the water dripping off as you come out. And you can hear how thick the mud is when your truck is just struggling to drive through it. Yeah, the environment is extremely great, and I would actually recommend you just turn off the truck and just sit down and listen for a minute or two. It is actually very calming. Now at the beginning I told you about the tutorial, but I actually forgot to tell you about the challenges. If you actually want to learn how to play the game step by step, then I would recommend you going into the challenges mode. This will teach you how to play the game and everything about it in like step by step missions. So when to use manual mode, how to use the winch, when is the best time to use the winch, and yeah, just basically teach you how to use the game. So yeah, I would recommend doing challenges mode if you want to learn how to play the game. But speaking of gameplay, this game is extremely slow paced. If you're someone who likes constant action and adrenaline pumping stuff going on, then this is not the game for you. The gameplay is extremely slow paced, but that does not stop it from being fun. The game is fun to play solo, but it's even better with friends because there's a multiplayer online mode with up to 4 other players, so you can either host an open session with strangers, or you can create your own private lobbies for you and your friends. Now when you're playing the game, there's a GPS and you have to plot your course for where it is you want to go. So I would strongly suggest getting to the watch points first, and also plotting fuel stations in your course, because like I said, certain trucks have different fuel efficiencies. So some trucks are just terrible and they run out of gas extremely quickly, so always make sure that when you're plotting your points, the fuel station is always in there. And these watch points work like how Assassin's Creed work. You have to find this tower, and once you find the tower, it will reveal that dark area on the map to you. So when playing, making your way to the logging camp where you have to collect the logs is just the first half of your journey. Once you collect the cargo, this is where the real fun and the challenge begins, because you have to be extremely careful while you make your way to the lumber mill so you can deliver the logs. And every trip to the lumber mill just feels like hell, because this is where the physics of the game kicks in, and the weight transfer on the trucks are ridiculous. So you need to watch how fast you're driving, the angles that you're taking corners at, the angle that the land that you're driving on, because if it is slanted and you decide to go up this hill, one wrong move could cost you, and these trucks can tip over so easily. This game is so stressful, yet it is so much fun. So there are different ways to complete your task, which is delivering the logs. So the different trucks have different sizes, and they can do different things. So if you have a medium-sized truck, then you can carry a small trailer of logs or a medium trailer of logs. And there's also a medium trailer of logs with a crane, so instead of spawning the logs on the back by yourself, if you want to increase difficulty, then you can use the crane and put logs in the back of the truck by yourself. And then the bigger trucks, these are the ones that can carry the trailers. So in order to complete the game, you have to take 8 points to the lumber mill, and the points are from the amount of logs you carry. So for the small, medium and long trailer of logs, the points are 3, 4 and 6 respectively. But there are other things to carry besides just logs. If you are tired of going to the fuel station all over the map, then you can actually just take a designated truck, drop a fuel tank on the back and drive this out in the middle of the map and leave it. So instead of driving up and down to all the fuel stations, you can just drive to your truck in the middle of the map that has the fuel and continue on your journey, because you can transfer what you are transporting. So if you're in a truck that is carrying repair parts and you have your truck damaged, you can park up next to it, repair your truck and continue driving. You can do the same thing with fuel. So if you have multiple people playing with you, then you can all split up and do different jobs. 2 people go collect logs while the other person goes to fill up the truck with fuel, so you can leave it in the middle of the map. Now, what else I like about this game is actually the physics and the mechanics of the winch. Strongly suggest you learn how to use the winch and learn how to use it quickly, because this will get you out of trouble and can save you if your truck is tipping over if you're fast enough. The winch is probably the most useful tool to me in this game. You can attach it to trees to pull yourself out of thick mud if you're stuck. You can actually attach it onto other trucks, and the other player can actually drive the truck forward and pull you out. Or if you're playing solo, what you can do is attach your winch onto another truck, and you can actually tow 2 trucks around the map. Or my favorite, when I get a lot of trucks stuck in thick mud, you can use one truck as a rescue truck, so you can actually attach the winch onto one truck and try pulling from the other trucks, and if that is not working, then you can switch it to pull from your end, so you can actually pull your truck forward towards the other truck. Now when it comes to the negatives of this game, is just 2 things that I don't like. The first one being the advanced mode. When you're using the advanced mode, there's a ton of options. I would like there to be a "Are you sure?" prompt, because you can actually detach your trailer or drop your load of logs that you're carrying by accident. I tend to do this a couple times, but it would be great if there's a "Are you sure?" prompt for when you're doing these big actions like detaching a trailer or dropping the load that's in the back of the truck, because many times I just meant to detach the winch, and when I pressed up by accident and I dropped all the logs all over, and I just got frustrated and stopped playing, because like I said, the game is slow paced, and sometimes the missions would take an hour to complete, Imagine if you're halfway there, you mistaken drop all your cargo by accident, you just extended the game by an extra 30 minutes. And the second one being is if you create a private session with your friends while you're playing and one of them leaves or you leaves, you can't join back. When you load back in, it's gonna say that you can join back the game where you previously left off, but you're gonna be in there by yourself. No one else can join you and you can't send invites out. So this kind of forces you to beat the game in one sitting with your friends. Otherwise, when you come back, you're gonna have to complete it by yourself. And that is a full rundown of SpinTires MudRunner. So just here's a quick recap. On the side of pros, the game is fun, the mud physics are great, the environments and the audio quality is amazing. Every truck is different in their own way. The game is challenging and it has 4-player online, and there's bonus objectives and challenges for you to beat in each map, so there's a fair amount of replayability in there. And on the side of cons, there's the lack of a "are you sure" prompt for big actions, and you can't join back multiplayer sessions once you leave. You have to complete them by yourself after that. And yeah, that's been my review of SpinTires MudRunner. The game currently is in retail for $40. So is this game worth the full price? I would say yes. I feel like I got my money's worth and I've spent a ton of hours in this game already. So if you're thinking of picking this up, if you want something different to try and you just want a different game, a different change of pace, then yeah, if you were looking at this, then I could recommend you go ahead and pick that on up. So that's going to be the end of this video. If you found this helpful, you could leave a like and comment down below if you own this game already. What are your thoughts on it? And subscribe for more gaming reviews. I have a bunch up on my channel already, so you can check those out in the card up there. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next review.